Testing 1, 2, 3, test.
That's what TV dinners are for. Okay, there you go.
Okay, it's a little bit after 5:30, so I'll call the meeting to order. This is a Finance Committee meeting. It was called a special meeting. For the record, Madam Secretary, would you call the roll?
For the what meeting?
For the committee,
Yeah, committee.
for the record.
I'll call the roll for you. Let me have the, yeah, I needed the committee sheet. I can call it that. Adams. AG. Here. Byrd. Present. Carroll. Dumas. Franklin. Gaddy. Harden.
Here.
Holcomb.
Here.
Jackson. Patricia Johnson.
Here.
Reginald Johnson. Marguerite Williams.
Here.
All right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have enough for committee meeting.
We can do a
Yeah, we
committee
can
meeting.
do a committee.
Okay, the Budget Finance Committee is called to order. We have 3 items on the agenda tonight. An appropriation ordinance to provide an appropriation to fund 1006 ARPA Revenue Replacement Fund. What's your pleasure? Okay, have a motion second to move it on to the full court with a due pass. Any objections or any comments? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Ayes carry, motion passes to the full court. Second item on the agenda, an appropriation ordinance to provide an appropriation to fund 1,000 county general buildings. Okay, have a motion second to pass it on to the full court with a due pass. Any comments? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Ayes carry, motion passes. Item number 3, we have an appropriation ordinance to provide an appropriation to fund 1,000 county judge buildings.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and second. Any comments? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Ayes carry, motion passes. All 3 ordinances go on to the full court with a due pass recommendation. This concludes the Finance Committee meeting.
This is a special meeting for the Quorum Court. We would need a majority to of the full 13 members. We only have 6, so we would need 7 in order to meet. We would need 8 in order to provide appropriations. We do not have that present tonight, so that means that we cannot conduct business But let me say that this is crucial, that we get these appropriations done. We are dealing with negative line items, and some would disagree with the verbatim of emergency. But, you know, emergencies to me means that when you don't pay your bill and the county is at civil risk of being sued, that is, to me, detrimental to the citizens of Jefferson County, because they have elected us to do a job, and by not having those appropriations impedes the county judge from doing his job as it would for any other elected officials that did not receive the appropriations. It's not a problem with the cash, it's that we need appropriations. And so with those not being passed in this past previous meeting, and with us not being able to do it now.
Judge, I'd like to speak. If you're
like to
finished.
Probably ought to call the roll so it's clear
Okay.
on the record that you do
All
not
right.
have seven.
Okay. Madam Secretary, would you call the roll, please?
Adams. Agee. Byrd. Curl. Dumas. Franklin. Gaddy. Harding.
Here.
Holcomb.
Here. Jackson.
Patricia Johnson. Reginald Johnson. Margaret Williams.
Here.
Okay.
Please skip Lord Franklin. Did you do? Oh. Okay, all right.
Judge,
Thank you.
could I make a comment?
Yes.
Okay, for you. I'm a senior member of this court, and this is a precedence that's never been set before. We have 7 members absent. We had 5 days notice of this meeting, and I've never had a meeting in my 25 plus years of service for this to happen. But there's one thing I want to point out that's an irony to me. The sheriff had 5 items on the agenda last week, $925,965. There wasn't one question asked about any of the ordinances. The judge had 3 items that were just beat to death, and they were not passed, and that's the 3 that we were going to address tonight. So it's really appalling that we didn't have enough members here to address it. And that concludes my comments, Judge.
Okay, do we have any other things that would need to be discussed? Roy, are you? Okay. All right, being that, Justice Byrd?
Can we set a meeting of next Monday? It'd still be this month.
That would be, I think that would be, let's see. What is that date? Be the 28th. I think the Simmons Bank note is due on the 25th. So that's going to put that late. I don't know the default date. I think it's 5 days. I don't think it's 10 days. It's 5 days. Is it 5 or 10 days? I think.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's.
See the invoice, but I know that it is due on the 20th.
Right. And so that will put us in jeopardy of being in default on the leased buildings. And to me, that's detrimental. And we have so many line items that are in the negative that we cannot pay those bills. I don't believe the county clerk's office will pay bills in the negative. I'm pretty sure they're not.
Judge, well, that means, are we going to be penalized when with Simmons, if we are behind, if we don't pay them on the 25th? Just how much is the large penalty?
We could be, yes, we could be penalized. And all appropriate fees and those things that go along with that. So yes, we could be penalized. And there is a possibility of civil liability because some of the bills have been past due since since January, and those individuals have been very gracious and patient with us, but that doesn't mean that that's going to continue if we don't get the business taken care of.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We've been serious.
I have done that in the past, and with the premises that we felt that the Quorum Court would pass the appropriations, and that did not happen. So at this point, I dare say that to do that and without having the appropriations, that will constitute some problems with auditors and things of that nature. As long as we can have the appropriations, we've done it in the past where we have court ordered something and then come back later on and got the appropriation. But since that has not happened here this year, you know, with the current situation the way it is, I dare not say that that would be the case.
Well, I just hate to see that. I looked at some of those invoices and people that's done work for us, has been waiting on their money for 7, 8 months. They've already paid all their people. They've already paid all their suppliers. And just because of stubbornness and unwillingness to work together, we just refuse to come together and pay the invoices that we as the county do, from my opinion, to people that probably that are just pretty respectful.
Friday the 25th, it's difficult. I've got medical deals tomorrow, Thursday.
Right. And you know, we wanted to get it done as soon as possible. And also, Dr. Bird, I have some things scheduled that medically that I have to take care of too. So that's why we were trying to get this done as soon as possible, and especially before the due date. So,
Judge, I mean, when can we call the meeting? Because I know according to the meeting that we were at, only you or the chairman can call the meeting. So what can we do?
yes, according to the training that was provided to the at the Arkansas Associated Counties, the quite extensive training that was with the JPs and judges and in every elected office. So those things were stated, and I did not call the meeting for tomorrow night, nor did the chairman call for tomorrow night. So we can, let's see, today is Tuesday. If possible.
Well, I've never called about a meeting for tomorrow night. I don't know if anybody else sat there at the table. She could call and ask me to be in a meeting tomorrow night. I wouldn't call.
I wouldn't know.
I'll leave that up to the chair.
I'm not coming on Wednesday night anyway. I'm on church.
I responded that I wasn't going to.
Well, I didn't get a call, so
I didn't get one.
I responded that I wasn't going to be at a meeting on a church night.
Yeah. Well, I got a call from the judge and from the chairman.
I didn't think that. I got to get the weekend.
Okay. Well,
After the decision was already made.
right.
No one ever contacted me about a meeting.
Okay. Well, with that being said, and we do not have a quorum, so I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Question,
Say,
with that being stated, is there a meeting for tomorrow night?
I did not call for a meeting tomorrow night, and what was sent to me, I just received it this today, or just looked at it today, and so it's deemed as a regular quorum court meeting. So again,
I guess follow up to that, Judge, if there is a meeting tomorrow night and a quorum comes and those items are passed, will that be sufficient?
that is one of the issues, Ms. Williams, Justice Williams, that we are dealing with now, calling of meetings that we deem illegal. Am I stating that correctly? That so that issue will have to be dealt with in court, and hopefully that can be done here soon to determine all those things. But again, only the chair and the judge can call those meetings. So, with that being said,
I guess I need to ask, I hear you, but I need to ask, what's more important, pay the bills or deal with the nuances at this time?
Well, if we were just dealing with these subjects, with this, that would be fine. But to deal with items added that have already gone through the quorum court and been not passed through the quorum court, and then to put those back on there to be voted on again. Now, I have no problem with those issues being put on next month's agenda, but to bring them back just because they were,
You're helping me out there because there are some questions here. You okay with those items tomorrow if just those are on? Did you say that? No, that's not what you said.
no, that's not what I'm saying.
But I did hear you said added some that.
Yeah, there have been some things,
Not them, but those are
yeah,
okay.
there's some things that's added that will deal with the pending lawsuit that I will not address. So, we can, Ms. Williams, we can talk after, we can talk after.
I want to be clear.
I understand,
I
I understand.
clarity.
Yes.
I think that our constituents listening to us now.
Yes.
Want to hear the story, the
Well,
clarity of it.
well, now,
But I know we're not ready for
right,
that.
we're not ready for that. The reality of the story is that it's gonna have to, those realities will have to be dealt with in court.
And
So,
I'm here in my seat.
Yes.
Because I need clarity.
yes,
On
thank you.
matters. And that, AAC will tell us that if the quorum court calls a committee meeting or a court meeting and you have a quorum, you can pass laws. You can pass ordinances. AAC has said that to us. So, and then, you know, I'm hearing one thing and I'm new. I want to know the truth.
Yes, yes, I will feel free to direct you to the county attorney regarding that. And, but again, I'll have a sidebar with you after this is all said and done, but yes, we don't have a quorum.
She's asking, I think we said, in other words, the county judge of the chairman is not calling a meeting. So he can't tell you there won't be a meeting, he's just saying it won't be a legal meeting because the county judge of the chairman is not. And the AAC says the county judge of the chairman, the county judge has to appoint somebody or the chairman. That's how the meeting has to be, so no one is calling, so you can't stop people from meeting. You can't stop us what.
Okay, well,
That's what the attorneys told us all.
right.
But I think.
So meeting adjourned. Let's roll on.
That's fast. Tell him I sent him personally.